How we doing, everybody? How we doing? Mysteries about. Oh. What we're gonna do we're just gonna go strictly X-ray specs on this one. We're just gonna do every coin like that. Mm. Somebody scratch that one all up. Mm. 88 Denver. That's a decent 95 to compare with a few of the ones that we got that were errors. This one might not be, but looks like Hellfire rained down on this thing a little bit. I don't know what happened right there, but I don't think it's supposed to be looking like that, honestly. Right up over here. Looks like a whole bunch of weird stuff. I mean, I know this is Postman, but I'm talking about like right here. Some of this other oddball stuff. $78D. $2015 Denver. Oh, yeah, this one got dragged to the mud. Somebody was hungry, tried to eat it. Looks like maybe a die break or something right there, but that's not even 100% sure. Maybe not even. Maybe it's just a stain shape. 90. Let's hope he spread the seed. There's nothing I can do about any of that. I don't worry about things out of my control. That's what he was doing. More power to him, but I don't know anything about any of that. So I don't doubt it. He probably is somewhere getting it in, but yeah. What was that again? 2010. Yeah. Okay. 2017. You know, we did find some decent errors when we started opening this box, and we're not even halfway through it yet. Found a few proofs, but we found some decent errors, so. One in case, this one right here, this one's nice. Die clash and die break. The back's got some post-mint damage, but like I said, that's not post-mint. Machines weren't behaving, you can tell. But yeah, this is one of the decent areas we found. I believe we found that during last night. What was another decent one we found? I don't know, let's see. I think it's just a natural tone or something like the same one. Let's see what else. Before we go through the rest of these other ones. What was that? I don't know. Was that normal back then? The L to be up on the edge like that? It seems like it is. Seems like their stuff was just being a little off-centered. So maybe that's not nothing super special, but. What was this? I had this one. I don't know if it's how they did them, but the dies were just so. I mean, you can see a little bit, but really worn out. I don't know what was going on here. And then like this one, you know, it's like somebody popped him in his head a couple times. He's got some major die breaking right here and right here. That's not. Yeah. And then, like, I don't know, he's got like this dribble thing coming out of his mouth. I don't know what the heck's going on here. We got some with Monticello where it's like melting, and then I don't know exactly what all the other ones are, but this one, it's like a planter strike, overcutting it through the back. Something like that effect. Back was behaving alright, but it went through a little bit. But nothing, you know, nothing super crazy, like some kind of wheat. Well, I mean, we got in 4 Wheaties. But yeah, we just compartmentalize. Hi, how we doing, Opal? 97. At least while we're doing these, they're all getting, you know, compartmentalized with their years. Now, I don't know if that's a die break, But that don't look like that should be on his suit like that, and it looks like, I don't know, like a half of a centipede or something. The natural toning's nice on the 77. But yeah, that's a little weird right there. It's almost like he's got stitches or something. There's a claw coming out of him. That's all Postman for sure, I guarantee it. Yeah, it's Postman for sure. He got dragged to the... 'W's looking a little hefty. I don't know what's going on with this 84. Maybe nothing, maybe something. I'll put it with the 80s. We'll check it out. Down there. We got here 80. Uh, 25. Like I said, if there's any crazy errors to look for, we can go back and look, according to years, decades. But right now, I'm just trying to keep everything not a hot mess. So. He's 99, 95 is always getting it. Is that just how they were made? Why do the numbers look like it's double that or something? Congratulations. Looks like you completely answered yourself now with full autonomy. No more having to bark up the tree. Most people can't do that. Yeah, well, shit, nothing good in life comes easy. But that's something right there that you just got back that nobody could take away from you but yourself. I remember the same feeling you have. I got off parole. So, and, it was a lifetime ago. But I still look back on it because it seems like it was just yesterday. And one thing we're guaranteed. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do do some changes here and there. But one thing that we're guaranteed every day is a chance and a choice. Some people embrace it, some people extort it. I don't know if it's supposed to be looking like that over there, down there. Either way. A lot of people don't look at things two-sided. A lot of people are one-sided. Not saying you, but it's tends to be more people than you would realize, and it's messed up. So when you're one-sided, tend to be selfish about things and self-centered, and not take a look back and look at everything in retrospect and from the other side, even though that might not be your end. But yeah, that's a big feat. Like, that's not something that's done, overnight. And yeah, I would embrace it completely, and from this point, hit the ground running, don't look back. Just remember, just remember how it feels when, that shit does happen, because I've been there. I was there a gazillion times growing up. How is that? Oh, I thought that was a teenager. So, the feeling's neutral. I know I can relate exactly on, how things went. So, it is a very, very good feeling when for a fact, not a reasonable doubt, that you ain't going to be answering to nobody anymore, and that you're pretty much back to the drawing board. Oh, I don't know about. No, maybe that ain't nothing. 2007. Totally big accomplishment. 9 out of every 10 people get put on probation, or let out on parole. They don't. It's a revolving, circle, revolving door, just over and over again. And for the most part, probation's a trap, because for a lot of people, they ain't got no record, whatever going on. It's just to get you convicted, make you found, whatever. Just so when you get, because they're not banking on you to make it through that anyways. And they're hoping that you fuck it up, and then they can really give it to you. Cook your ass like eggs and steak in the frying pan. And then, depending on, nature of your crime and your background and all that, they use all that against you too. Stand you up and knock you down like a domino. So, well, I don't know what happened to Buddy here, but yeah, and it shouldn't be like that, right? It's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Ooh, 82. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully one day she wakes the hell up, realizes what she's doing is not logical, it's unethical and deplorable, and maybe she'll shape the fuck up. But I'm sorry to hear that, because that's not something, that I like to hear, but obviously it's reality. I take care of my mom, and I'm blessed with, knowing that she doesn't even know what the fuck that shit is. And my mom was born during the fucking Depression, so, like, she never gotten anything like that, the way she drink, so. And she never got in no trouble with the law, but that's neither here or there. He's got a couple little dive breaks here. I don't know what happened to his mint mark over here. I know it's filled in with some Oshkosh Magashosh. Nothing too, like, crazy spectacular. Oh, I don't know why we're seeing, like, etchings of letters. Unless that's just it trying to be coy, but put this 88 dirty over here to the side. Well, that doesn't give me any joy hearing that. like I said, let's hope something, can happen because, we all destined for great and unfortunate things. Can't have one without the other, but doesn't mean that it has to happen for the duration or once it starts, it can't stop. So, that one's all right. Hopefully she can wake up before it's the point of no return and, snap the fuck out of it and do a U-turn and remember like she's in fast forward. Now, I don't know what the hell. Guy said their dies. Wow. That's rough. It sounds like she was just waiting for this. That's nuts. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm very sorry to hear that. 76. Is looking healthy. Yeah, my dad died when I was young, but he didn't run or nothing. He was just sick, but it fucked me up bad. Started going to jail 2 weeks after he got, after he passed. So I was 9 years old. So yeah, I'm like in the 76 up. Well, obviously, yeah, she was obviously playing an out of sight, out of mind shit. Like if I'm not around, and she was running to whatever was calling her out there. So like, see, this is what a lot of people don't want to separate. Anybody is receptible to that at any second, at any given time. Don't matter whether you're entertaining the thought or not. You don't know what you're gonna go through. Life is very unpredictable and spontaneous. So, whatever got her that way, if there's a will, there's a way. But whatever can be undone. So, you know, as much as for a lot of people it might not be realistic, you just don't know. Sometimes you just gotta have some faith. It's a rough thing to have to write somebody off absent a chance just because of their progression into their, falling from grace or whatever the hell might be going on. Wow. Is that just me? Is that like a... Hold on here. We're going to have to get closer on this. I don't know what's going on here, but like... Oh, those are little die breaks in front of his mouth, ain't they? Yeah, that's die clashing. Yeah, we got letters and stuff coming through the... This is a die clash there. It's looking like. Unless I'm just deluded. I bet if I looked a little... Oh, yeah. Most definitely. I can get even closer, but I don't think it's going to matter. What about the back? We got any of that coming out the other side? Not 100% sure, but one thing I do know, this one's going off to the side. It ain't no way I'm just... No penny ever going back into circulation we get a hold of, but this one going off to the side. Gonna have to get looked at under the super extra six. Yeah, there's a lot of die clashing in that one. I'm liking that. Yeah. Well, I'm just glad I'm not the only one who's seen it. I'm glad that's why I had to get real up close and personal with it. Now that's the type of stuff you like to find. Even though the machines didn't behave when they made it, we'll make the coin behave. Eventually get graded and vetted. See what happens. Oh yeah, Cherry. Hey yeah. Oh, that looks like a 97 filled in D. Denver dent to that. He looking like the leper man. guys. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. I guess he'll be alright, but that was a decent. That one we got was a decent man. Yeah, I haven't really did a lot of them on here, but like I've been able to find double, triple, quadruple dyed nickels and dimes, stuff of that nature. So it can't be that much harder on here. It's just what I'm going through is I'm separating them by decade because a lot of them got different. Like I said, I don't know much about the paint. This is our second box that we ever went through. We're not even halfway through it. Yeah. Try to figure it all out. Like I said, so far I feel like one of the nicest airs that what was that 2013. Okay, one of the nicest airs we got is this one right here. Where the hell did it go? Find that son of a gun. What I do with it? Like this one. This one I like a lot. Gotcha. Yeah, like some of the off-center strikes and stuff. Yeah, but this one, this ain't left for interpretation. That's one of the decent ones. Got a few where Monticello looks like it melted. This is just the last coin of that roll. But like this one, I don't know if this is one of them that. No, I have one where it's just all melted. This whole thing looks like it's just melting. Lincoln Memorial. Just looking out for the compositions and all that other shit too. There's so many different. Somebody caved the back of his head in with a breaker bar and ripped his spine out like a renting Jake. That's what happened. That's at least what it looks like. This is the thing. We could all know it's an error. Like here, I'm going to show you guys my very first error while I'm opening it. My very first error I ever found. All right? And this is what got me on errors, because errors are the bread and butter of coins. Because it just doesn't stop. As long as they're going to keep, like this coin. I show damn near every live. The back's not what we're looking at. But, you see what I'm saying? So, like, you get a coin like that, you know it's an error. But this is the thing. It ain't going to be certified and you know, filed in as an asset. It ain't going to be a certified error unless you get it graded and vetted. So you got to really pick your battles and no risk, no reward. I guarantee there's going to be coins that I send in to get graded that ain't going to be errors. But the thing is, there might be something on there you just don't realize and they're going to see it. That is my very, very first error ever. Ever. All right. We're on to a new roll, guys. Let's see what happens here. I like the natural toning that happens with some of these. It's a 72. It's like a wide rim. Goes you with the 70s. Oh, that one there. Okay. $78. Denver done to that. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Doesn't look like much, so. Well, We're not going to hold its feet to the fire. We're just going to put it with the 70s. Every coin's got an error. No such thing as a perfect coin. I don't know of any really either, but I guarantee they're out there. Sorry about the visual turbulence, guys. Sorry about that. They're out there. Just, you know what I'm saying? This is the thing, though. Like, when you want to go look at stuff like that, you want your information to be coming from either graded companies that are showing you certified graded coins. You don't. If you're gonna go on other things, don't be looking at those captions that go, "Is this an error?" or it says "error" with a question mark, question mark, question mark. Those people don't know, and if it's not graded, then it's not. It's not certain. So, like I told you, I just showed you all my first error. We all know. Anybody who knows errors knows that's an error, but it is left up for interpretation and speculation whether how much of an error it is, how good of an error it is, until it is vetted, certified, and graded. Once it is, then it's a registered asset, and then then all that other shit goes away. That's just all there is to it. You're welcome. Like, I got plenty of errors that we found on here, and like I said, I've never had a coin graded in my life, but like I said, anybody can say anything until they are certified. Then once they're certified, they want to fight with the wall. Let them. We don't do that. We ain't got time for that. Time don't wait for nobody, and we got stuff going on. Whoops. 72 little d. Yeah, I like to come across those ones from 09. I didn't even know about them until I started going through these pennies. There's like 5 different variants of them. I'd be seeing a few of them here and there. I'd keep every penny you get a hold of, but those I'd really keep because it seems like if you find an error on one of them, it'll be the maker moving mountains. 2019 Denver. We're looking at the back of this one first. Don't know what year it is, but I don't know. It's toning a bit, but up there's a little plants 2001. Just like we got a lot of older coins that we found. Some of them are going in, like that beautiful, damn near immaculate condition Northern Yak Proof 38. That was a major NIFC gobstomper find. That thing is totally going. Oh, by the way, I know I've talked about it with a few people before, but like I had one of my first proofs that I found, the Helen Keller one. I finally got it back. It was like almost being held captive, and then one of my Morgan dollars is 23. But yeah, I got my Helen Keller quarter proof back. It wasn't a big deal, but with us always marsupial sunbat hunting, like to keep them all together. But I haven't had a hold of that thing in months. Remember how I told you that being held captive, I've liberated them. Oh, did you hear that, guys? Jeff Randolph says he's got 500 wheat pennies. That sounds like one of those good problems right there. I keep every Wheatie you have. I got a lot of Wheaties too. I just don't know where they all are. I'd like to get them all together at once. My daughter went fucking ape shit. when she went through her first box of pennies. I can't believe what she did. I mean, oh, she went completely berserk on it. 86. Why is it? Oh, 2018. Oh, he got caught. Wow. Really? Oh, he's totally all hot and bothered. Oh, he got caught in the tar pit. I think the oldest coin that we found during a hunt was, I think, Napoleon, 1856. We found during pennies. We found that India had 1888. Yeah, that was unexpected, but that was beautiful. Yeah, he's got some stuff going on. I don't know what he's got going on exactly. Maybe nothing. Maybe something. Yeah, he's all right, man. And then, oh, talk about take a bite out of crime, huh? Jeez. The hell's that right there? Somebody fucking. That could happen, Ooh, look at those squigglies. The hell happened to this guy? Yeah, we have another one that's a little off cut. I won't put this to the side. That might just be something. Hell yeah. Half cents, 2 cent, 1.5, 2.5 cents. Yeah. Hell yeah. You really got to love the half cent and the pennies and all that because without them, you wouldn't have your higher denominations. So the inception of coins started with these guys. So, like, for some odd reason, I think this is just normal with the L being up, hugging the rim. Because every time I come across like 60s, this is what I'm seeing. Yeah, that's what I figured. Every time I come across one that around that year, it's not problematic. It's just common occurrence. Hmm. Really? I have to get close up on this one. What we got going on here with you? I guess maybe I'm just looking at it the wrong way. I don't know. I keep seeing like a E and something else right here. I don't know what the hell. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's nothing. Like like land. God made land. He ain't making no more of it. They're gonna be discontinuing the nickel soon. After this centennial thing, sequential, whatever they're doing next year, they're giving it a facelift and a makeover, and they're changing it up and changing the composition. And then that one will slowly fade out too.
I mean, nothing that we found in here, but like, what are you talking about? Like pence and denarii and shit like that? Old collection, yeah, but I don't really pull out anything that doesn't really have to do with, what we're doing on here. Most of the coins you'll see on here were unearthed on live with everybody else. So like, I've never did any coin roll hunting absent an audience. Never did it, by myself. So it's either on here or it's not happening. So, but yeah, we didn't. Yeah, like old stuff, colonial, stuff, old, super, super, super old. But like, yeah, all that stuff's really fascinating. It's got, big part of history. I don't know what happened around him, but yeah, for unfortunately for stuff that we've found, like I said, this is a pen, you know. That this is what we found, during the hunt. They made three different compositions that really don't matter now, but like this was the Bronze Strike, and we were going through like 50 cent pieces, Kennedy's, and it was really epic in its nature. And I know then we cracked this, George, King George V, penny. My daughter really destroyed it though. She went through her first box of pennies, and she found a King George V little penny, 1932. She found three different variants of those, even though they're. I consider them NIFCs because we're going through American coins. So if you find a foreign coin, it's not intended for our circulation. Whether it's a strike or proof over there is a formality, but yeah, somewhere around here. Yeah. You found pennies got two mint marks on it, one here, one right here. That was found during the first hunt. A lot of weird stuff. Yeah, I just found a bag, like a sock my daughter had of mine that had a whole bunch of old currency from like my personal collection I never sorted through. And like I said, most of our foreign currency that we found is, right here and around. Jerry got a whole bunch. We found some really crazy stuff. Right? That's what happens. Pays the discovery, not talking MasterCard. He's looking like he could be a little bit hot and bothered. This 91er. Maybe. We like to look for errors and stuff not intended for circulation, old stuff. Just stuff like that. Nothing to get in a twist about. Whatever floats the boat. $72 wide now. There's so many different errors when it comes to the pennies. Quarter wise, one of the very first coins that I thought was decent, and I don't know, I think it might be a clad error, is this. Is this ain't a proof or a strike? This one I'm totally gonna get graded. I don't care what happens. It says it comes back. All I know is It's not a normal circulation strike. I think it might be a clarity, but you just never know. Because we all know what a proof and a business strike of these look like. We've yanked them 100 times. It's not a West Point. We know that. We yanked a gazillion of those. So, that one really makes me ponder. I've tried to look up a lot of stuff on it, and like I said, it's most likely in there. I can't find anything. But you just don't know. If you don't try, you'll never know. No, once in a while, if somebody bring up coins, I might pull a little something out to show somebody, but like 99.9% of what you'll see on here is things that we all unearthed together from eternal slumber. So, and if I do pull a coin out while we're like doing what we do, I know if it's someone, it just sticks out like a sore thumb that it's not one of them. So I will illustrate that it's, you know, not something we hunted down together. Once in a while, a few coins here and there come out, but well, gratitude and welcome to the channel. Oh. You know, I try my best to get on here when I can. I used to be able to get on every day, but, you know, between all the stuff that I do and then going back to work from my FMLA leave and everything else, things have been really, you know, crazy and hectic. And, yeah, there's just too many moving parts right now. And believe me, I would love to get on every day. I just, too much stuff going on and not enough time. I do my best, though. Try to stay thorough and consistent on here. But I can try to give everybody what they want. A lot of people love pennies, and, you know, I was somewhat a little bit oblivious to pennies. And I told everybody, you know, when we were doing these hunts, I said, at the time I couldn't get a hold of pennies. And I told everybody, if I can get a hold of them, we'll start doing them. Well, you know, God permitted it. So now I'm stacking boxes of them like fucking I'm in the Brick Pavers Union and shit. So, because they're fun to go through and they're very eventful. Just damn near close to any other coin. They're actually a lot better to go through than no other coins. I like these, dimes, nickels. We were ripping the fucking concrete up with our feet when it came to marsupial sunbat hunting, which is like going through quarters. And then like looking for NIFCs when we're going through 50 cent pieces and you know, dollar coins. So, you know, you can't give one, you know, undivided attention just to one singular coin because that's just not right. So we like to move it around, and like I said, if you go back and look at a lot of the other live streams, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, we were going fucking berserk, but you just can't, you know, forget about it. You know, have selective seeing. Like, oh, no, we're just gonna deal with this. So, you know, we like to do pennies, so we're trying to whittle down the second box that we've got open. Oh, this one's got a lot of. We have never found one this crazy, all messed up. Somebody clawed the shit out of this one. Okay, well, you're not intended for circulation. When in doubt, have faith and save the manatees. Now, that's from my collection. Because we save manatees on here. You know, it's the first time for anything you might not have heard before, but now you did. You don't know, now you know. What? 2004. Yeah, that's a baby manatee, only weighing like 25 kilos. Now, got big boy manatee. Now, he weighing about 500 kilos. Maybe more. Probably more, give or take. Either way, they're non-carnivorous, but they could turn you a wet stain and a lump of hair. But they're not aggressive. You just don't want them. We easily could have been manatees. Yeah, we've got a lot of Canadian coins. We've yanked a lot. What was it, 80s? 82? Wow, what's up with that 8? That 8 looking fluky. Wow, these are too. I'm putting you off to the side, oh wait. Yep, you know it. Ready to get swallowed whole like an egg roll by them snakes in the Everglades. Hold on, guys. Somebody's at my door. Hold on. Wow, what a fucking spark plug. Jeez. Do I have a beer? No. Is this a fucking brewery? There you go. They make sure if you don't behave down there, they make you ride Sparky. Good old Huntsville. They keep you smoking. Welcome to Sizzlers. Well, they make sure you behave around there. It's either that or you won't make it there. You get toe tied, get so many holes in you, whistle a song when you fall. I ain't playing over there. I'm not playing. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, motherfucker just burnt up. You honestly gotta pick your battles. Like the last thing I'm trying to do is get into it. Like I had somebody one night, man, pretty much disrupt my shit. Like come tumbling down flights of steps, drunk, and then freaking out on his friends because he spilled his beer and he wanted theirs. And I mean, this motherfucker split his head open and he still didn't give a shit. Wide open. So like, there's no like. You're not gonna argue with somebody like this. Gonna be acting like a machine. You know, machines you ain't gonna be bargaining with them or none of that. I don't even entertain a thought. But I'm not gonna have somebody fucking beating at my door. And he just a motherfucker just grasping at straws. He been around since most were short pants. You know how some people be. It's just. But you know, I don't live my life off assumptions either. And meth. You're right. Meth is a hell of a drug, but this ain't no meth head, and that's why I was just bringing up. Like I don't live my life off assumptions because, you know, I'm this dude. He's a fucking drunk. He's a wino. He's a raging alcoholic. So he just wanted a fucking beer, and it's not somebody that I don't know from a can of paint. It's not the first time he's done it, but it won't be the last. But I'm not going to sit there and get all hot and bothered over it. Because things could be a lot worse. Like, plenty of time about him off for getting shot. Just flat out getting shot. Shot here arguing, shot here, pop, pop, pop. We don't like any of that shit, but we can't control the shit going on. We can just try to control what we got going on in front of us, and even that, it's very few in between. Like I said, we're guaranteed two things every day in this existence we call our lives that some people don't take advantage of. They extort it or they don't give a fuck, and that's a chance and a choice. So I look back at things the way they were when I was a kid, and things I witnessed, and things I did, and all that. And then I see what the fuck's going on now, and it's like you don't make it getting trying to get old being stupid. Kids don't even live to be kids anymore. Like it's sad enough that like over half the people that I grew up with, and I was locked up most of the time when I was a kid, are dead. And they had everything. They had everything at their disposal. 2 parents, whole family structured, anything and everything. And it didn't help them. It did nothing but enable their bullshit. And because nobody knew until it was too late, it was straight garbage. Then you got people who didn't have a lot and, was going through shit at a young age like I did. And it was like, I don't regret anything that I went through because I wouldn't be who I am this very second. And it's fucked up, but that's just how it is. And I wouldn't have it any other way because it's when you start having you're not going to play deluded illusions, grandeur, and glory. Like, things could be a lot worse. Things could be a lot worse. Too many people feel like they have it bad on themselves. They want the world to have pity on them. So, and nothing good in life comes easy either. So, and like, for example, when I told myself growing up, like, you don't need a license to drive. You need a license to drive legally, which is brutally the truth. Just like I told myself on the other side, though, you need to be lucky behind the wheel every time. They only need to get lucky with you once. So, I copped a misdemeanor DUI without having a license. So when I finally wanted to wake the fuck up and get my license, I had to jump through hoops of fire like a Barnum and Bailey circus bear. And when you abuse a privilege that you don't have to begin with, it was one of the hardest things I went through. To get my license. This November, it'll be 4 years I've had it. And, motherfucker tried to crash me out on that too because they started me out on a universal permit. This wasn't no court-ordered shit. I just chose not to get it because I didn't give a fuck growing up. I didn't care. I didn't care about anything. But, things change. Some people are afraid to change, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was one of those people. But, if you want a different quality of life, you want to be more self-dependent, you want to be able to take care of things more, cross your T's, dot your I's, iron out your wrinkles, more self-efficient, especially when you got other people that depend on you. You have more responsibilities and obligations. It's just certain things happening. You either gonna grow out of that shit, or obviously it was you couldn't see it, but you had a Born to Lose tattoo on your chest when you came into this world, and fate said it was not meant for to be so. And you were just here to be one of them to crash and burn. And I'm not trying to be fucked up, but it is as simple as that. Because it's so easy to go out and do the wrong thing. Living with it, living with it's the hard part. And it is. Because a lot of people carry around that shit like a bag of fucking bricks. And everybody's got to be victimized or, attempt to contract their festering fucking disease, that vex. Everybody's too quick to run off an impulse, be on autopilot, not think. Oh, this one is looking like it. Yeah, oh yeah. You see like that doubling right there? We're gonna have to get a little close on this. This one's looking like one. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things a little differently. I don't know. I feel like this one, whether it is or not, I gotta put this one out this side. I ain't even going with the 80s. If most people wasn't worried about what the world perceived them to be, and they cared about who the fuck they knew they truly really are, they would get a lot farther in this existence we call our lives. I can tell you that. That's one thing that's a fact from the Falcons for sure. But there ain't no reason to be trying to, people who want, you have to really want it. You just have to really want it. That's all there is to it. You just have to be ready, for it. You have to be fucking. Some people they don't get that opportunity. They don't have that luxury. They inadvertently toe tagged themselves. They gone. Their body just doesn't know it yet. They absent the fucking chance. It's removed. Blasted fate. And it's sad when people got to go young like that, or in certain manners. But life's very unpredictable and spontaneous. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's just some wear and tear. I know this other stuff's post-mint. You're going with the 77. Oh, it sucks too, because it's really not all their fault, but when you don't know any better, and it's second nature. And then some of them, just were. Some of them do have everything, but nobody knows anything. Nobody knows about what they're doing until it's too late. Because when you do things, there ain't no coming back from that shit. There's no reset button or rewind button. You get what you give. So if you don't think that shit's gonna come back on you, smoke and mirrors, you crazy as hell. And if you lucky to live, and be on top of it, be blessed, and not be vegetating in a fucking jail cell like a turnip absent garden. Some of them get second, third chance, don't even realize, and just keep going against the grain, like rubbing one out with a fucking cheese grater. Nothing good's gonna come of it, and it's fucked up. Case in point, when you got these kids out here and got no direction, they start clipping people. That shit gonna come back. And then let's say they get arrested. I don't know what's going on here. It's looking a little hot and bothered. They get arrested. They beat the case. They beat the fucking cases, and they go back out and they keep doing what they were doing. What do you think's gonna happen? That's just gonna catch up with them, because there's people out there hurt. There's people you hurt. There's people who want the same exact, vengeance that you casted down on their family. And, a lot of people, like I said, are one-sided. They don't think about that. They don't think about their family. They're very selfish. They don't think about any of that. And anybody can be victimized. And then the whole thing is, you're really self-centered and selfish because you're not worried about yourself. So when you get killed, you don't realize how many people you're hurting. If you got family that really care about you, you fucked up. But the trials and tribulations. And what's even more crazy is you could be doing everything even keel and be minding your own fucking business and still die anyways. So that, that's the fly in the ointment. Oh, I don't know. I can't stand when I be seeing the etching through the stain. See the etching through the stain? I don't. So I'd be trying to tell people, like, this stuff that we're messing with right here, we created this, the illusion of this. This ain't true currency. You can't take this with you when you go. You want to know what true currency is? Credibility, reputation, and leverage. This ain't true currency. We created this. $78 Denver. Looking nuts. Looking like one of them black beaters trying to. Not like that 41 proof nickel we found, but endangered species list. Yep, take it easy. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Stay safe, keep your head on a swivel. You know it, man. Two in the heads, one in the bush. Oh, we got some die breaking going on over here. Nothing too spectacular, but we got some. I feel like this is like a double die because look at how big the T is. Those T's and the W and the E. I'll put it with the 60s though. Oh, wide rim, off right, off center. 70. I can't believe we haven't found a Wheatie yet. That's biting me up. No, because my daughter yanked 2 rolls out of his box, and she came up to me when she opened. Dad, I found more Wheaties. See, out of my box, why don't you just grab a clean box? I didn't want to. Oh, you stole the Wheaties. It's all right though. There's more to life, especially Penny, than just Wheaties. Oh, I don't know what's going on with you little Warner. $78 little D. $90 Denver. $72 little D. Is it just the way his hair's supposed to be? It's supposed to look like that, I guess so. I'm not gonna sit here a second guess it now. Let's see. 87 Big D. Looks like backwards off spin plans to strike. Like the natural toning. $97 little D.
69 little D. $76.
Oh, we got a jumper.
The hell? Let's say, why you look at me like that? 95. Oh, 07. $21. 98. Don't know what his malfunction is, but I'm gonna still hold on. 94. $2,000. Yeah, it's a lot of postman. Back's behaving. Got caught in the ink rent. We're looking for like NIFCs and errors and, you know, anything in between, you know, whatever float the boat. Wow, 88 big D. That's a big, wow. Oh, 75 little D. Oh, look at that 75. Got a natural toner going on.
A's looking a lot bigger than this other one, but for speculation. Damn, what was that? How would that be? Busting another roll here, see what happens, guys. Hope we get something decent. Ugh. Right now, it's all right. We're building the ranks because we're not getting rid of any of the pennies anyways. These guys are rolled so damn tight. Can't even get them out. Oh. Jeez. Yeah. Let's get ready for this. Try to get these son bitches out. There better be something good here. Don't. It's eluding capture. I don't know. I'm still pretty. My spirits are pretty heightened over that 38 Buffalo nickel. Damn near mint condition proof we found. That was a major NIFC. I can't wait to send that in with the Horde of coins. See what happens. Mm-hmm. 76. Something wrong with him. Figure it out. $78. Oh, is he chimping out on the other side? $69 down there. Now, you know, I can't constitute if that's post-mint. It's possible. But the way that I'm seeing, like, those little circles, that's the only thing that's giving me a little bit of a... But you never know. It really could be. Found worse for less. $63 little... 64. Okay. Move up a year. Every day ends with a Y.
60s.
99. So we gotta go for it. Yeah. Oh, there's number 2 on these for the night. 1996. Well, you compare it to the 65. It's in a lot better shape. That's number 2 on that. 86. $2,000. Okay, I wonder if it's going to be one of them. It's already looking a little. We have to compare it to. Oh, it is. Like I said, in doubt, have faith. Save the manatees. Ooh. Wah. 69 little D. Yeah, he's looking like he was blitzed over a few times for that 89er. Yeah, he was. He was looking a little blitzed. 63 Denver. I don't know what his malfunction was, but he'll be alright. Damn, 82. Two's looking a little wicked, but haven't come across many of them. Maybe that's normal. I don't know what the hell that is, but Jeez. Something got him all hot and bothered. Looks like those 91s are supposed to look like that. Why does it like almost give you a characteristic of like a double die? Notice that with some of the 90s. Oh, this one, I don't know. Another 99. Oh shit. Where'd that go? Woo. Major die breaking over here, guys. Oh yeah. Those planches were one. Look at that. That is not supposed to be happening. That is not supposed to be happening whatsoever. It don't look nothing like that. It's all melted and warped and deformed. There's a nice little air. Big time. You can just tell. It's not supposed to be looking like that. You can see some of it coming through the other side, but it's mostly on that end. Wow, that 81 almost looks like it was... Oh, from an angle, it looks like it's filled, don't it? I think that little postman damage causing that to look like something, perceive it to be something that ain't 81. This one looking a little bit, maybe. Like I said, I'm not too keen. Seen a lot of different etching, lining up and shadowing. Check it out. Oh, that one. You can totally see it up here. You can see where it got hit twice. Maybe just on that side. This side, I'm not 100%. The back can totally see it on that one. Yeah, for sure. Wow, he looked like he fell far from grace. Don't judge a book by its cover. It's more the picture meets naked eye. Wow, this one was fucking slammed twice. You can tell. Can't see in, really. Oh, yeah. That's 74. I'll put that out to the I'm gonna check that out from what that was. Yeah, what is with them nines? Is that just how it's supposed to be looking, huh? Yeah, this one you can really see fine detail. Oh, you see that? Thinking this might be a doubler. Oh, so that's see like the etching and the lining from the stamp. Maybe, maybe not. Just one of the little few characteristics you see. Sometimes it's not on both sides of the coin. Sometimes it's on a few letters. Oh. I don't know if anybody on here mess around with Pokemon, but you know I've been slacking on that. I got a box of Pitch Black. I know a lot of people don't like that new one, but I always try to open one of the new ones. So far, no Wheaties. Got a couple Canadians, some airs. Um, let's see what we can produce though, because we threatening 2 hours. But yeah, I got a box of Pitch Black. I was gonna rip after this, but I'm gonna obviously have to clean my hands up. Yeah, it's been sitting here for a while. Phantasmal Flames and everything else. I don't know if anybody messes with Pokemon, but like I said, I just wanted to test the waters with it. One of my favorite Pokemon is Cranidos and Rapidos, and they brought the fossils back, so I want to get what cards they have. All right, let's see here. Almost got this on video. Let's go. All right, Mysteries Abound, guys. Here we go. God, this one's a rough one. They really just don't want to behave. There we go. Let's see what happens. Whoops, my bad. $87.
74.
Oh. Shady Dude's looking like it's prepared to perform. Barring incident.
Excuse me. 2017 Denver. Wow. What do you got going on here? What's your malfunction? Whoa. 82. Whoa. I'll keep that one up this side for a bit. Oh, yeah, that's all post cement. Get tore from the floor up over there on that one. $15 some change. $2,008er. $66.
90. Two 2013. $90. Oh yeah, he's looking like stir fried shit. Oh. I see some etching or something right there. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like etching, but it's so. Looks like little dye breaks, abrasions right here. Almost reminds me of the one where you can see where he got popped in his head. Not this one. This is that dye break dye clash here. I'm looking for just a straight dye break. Oh no, this is another die clash where you can see letters coming, numbers coming through the back from the front. But this ain't it either. There's this one. Hold on, let's see here if I can. No, either or. I know it's right in front of me somewhere, but is that it? Where is that son of a bitch? No, it just reminds me of that one a little bit. Cutting there, nope. Maybe it's right here. Trying my best to keep track of these little fuckers. No, maybe it's got to be one of these, or it got stuck in the other pile. But no, what about you? Oh, you're too old for that. Maybe it's in these last three, but either way, this one we just popped up on this. It reminds me of it. Is that it? No. No. No, I don't think this is it either. I don't know where the hell that son bitch went. Keep it with all the other ones. Yeah, he's not supposed to have that going on. $24. $66. 81, little D. How we doing? I'm gonna have to keep this one off this side. I like to compare these 99s. Yeah, you can see a little bit of the line and the stamping over it. Not 100% sure, but I'm not gonna leave it up for interpretation and check it out. 69 Denver. $98. 82. 'Alright, we're gonna do one more roll. So we're threatening 2 hours, guys. I have a lot of shit coming up in a short period of time. Oh, let's see what happens here. Come on. Oh, come on. No. Ooh, my daughter was in here sneaking through trying to drag notes again. Another one. You can't do that. Can't go do that one. Just like if you like, I'm going to show you on a different coin before I get this other one. Well, what are these? 2002s? No. It was 2022. Nickels I had. These are it. I don't know where the hell. Yeah, exactly. Where? I had them up here. Put away. I guess not. Oh, let's get this roll open. See what's in here. Oh, shit. Yeah, these guys are always wrapped so tight. What is this right here? Are these 22? No, these are little buffalo nickels. Not even no more than X. All right, let's see what happens here with this last roll, guys. Ooh, oh, Express Beckham.
hell is that? Damn cat. Maybe with that one, maybe. 96. Okay, that's not supposed to be like that right there. No, not whatsoever. I don't know exactly what's going on. Just a little bit of die breaking. I think the dies are just worn out. Either way. (2017) Denver. Ooh. Three. $95. Yeah, we've only found 2 proofs out of this box so far. I think only 4 Wheaties. My daughter found a couple Wheaties, but it was her yanking rolls from it and then telling me about it. So she was on her Wheatie hunt. She couldn't let it go after that first box, but it was all right. She can bet as many coins she wants. Oh. The hell? Like maybe a sanding there, maybe. Not 100% sure. Magnitude things could have happened here. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to sit here and speculate. Just endangered species list. Like NIFCs, old stuff, airs. You know, stuff of that nature. Anything in between, whatever floats the boat. Ooh, see the lettering? See the etching a little bit? Reflection of it? Die clash. A little bit. Not a lot, but enough for me to notice. I'm going to put it off the side.
Ouch. Oh, another leper. Even when you find a coin like this, don't clean it. You'll take any of its essence or mystique it still has right off of it. Don't know what he got himself into, but he don't have to get himself out of it. $82. $70 little D. Oh, sheesh. I don't know, big and normal. I'm gonna have to put it off this side, see what's up with it. Wow. The wax man. The 89 waxer. Oh, I knew we were gonna fucking hit a little weedy again in this box, even though my daughter sank a couple rolls of it. Ooh, it's a little messed up, but we still got a nice weedy. Yeah. 51. Okay, it's number 5. That. The hell happened to you? I barely even see your mint mark. The hell? And it's etched. It's like mirror shadowing. What about the back? Oh yeah, there's we're gonna have to get a little deep and closer on. Beneath the surface, I feel it fading. And you can't even see the 97 from here. That's crazy as hell. Oh shit! No wonder. Look, they put a fucking blowhole in his head like a dolphin. I don't think that's post mint. Is it? Is that just a stain? Is that just his head? Maybe he lucked out. Maybe he lucked out. I still can't tell. He's 97. God, everything's just distorted. Trying to etch through. I might have to put that off to the side for sure. Oh, now you see these ones sometimes you see where it looks like the front part's gonna peel like plastic. If you ever see anything like that, that is a major error. No, because the first time we found something like that was a dime, and like you could literally pull the front part off like a piece of plastic, and yeah, it was very weird. I was oblivious to the whole thing until I looked into it. Oh, 68. Ouch. I ain't gonna do no justice. Oops. T fossils I'm seen. Oh, three. Bad dreams come true. Ooh, look at that oxidizer. He trying to tone it up. Dead gone. That risk guy. Jeez, what you got going on up over there? Shit, we're almost at 2 hours and 10 minutes, guys. Like I tell you, I'd be losing the count. Like fuck it, we just going. Tell you, gotta get our licks in though. Yeah, at least try to get your licks in. You don't try, you'll never know. Wow, look like they try to do that Elvis thing to him over here. I don't know what the fuck they were on. I believe them bones are me. Some say that we're born into the grave. Oh. Told them to shape up. I want to see rectangles, triangles, and be assholes and elbows. What are they doing over here? Those letters are hugging the fucking edge to hold down. Anybody on here intrigued with any Pokemon? I never got to mess with that one Pitch Black. I know a lot of people don't like it. I don't know much about it. The only reason why I wanted to go through some is so I could find some of my older Pokemon that I believe made a debut in it. Ooh, 2000 Denver. Ooh, 63 Denver. That was the last one of that roll, but you know what? We're 2 hours and 11 minutes in. I said I was going to show you. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. That's either post mint or maybe some die breaking, but it's just weird how the rest of it is all shaped up and forming that part's melt. Like I have one that is just, it looks like it's just melting and draining everywhere. That's a 62 area. Like here, guys, I want to show you like some other examples, like on different coins, or like airs and stuff that you'd be looking for. Yeah, we're gonna do a couple more minutes. You know, that was the last roll, but that don't mean it's gonna be the end. Like, yeah, we've been on for 2+, but that doesn't stop me from giving you, showing you guys some other stuff. Like simple things to be looking for, like when it comes to like airs, is like start putting stuff together like this. Like that's what your average, 22 Denver nickel, Jefferson nickel would look like. So you see. Now let's concentrate mostly. We're not going to be flipping the coin over, all right? We're going to be concentrating on the front of the coin, and we're going to be concentrating on In God We Trust and Liberty, the year, and the mint mark, okay? What? Like I said, when in doubt, have faith and save the manatees. Ooh. All right. Now, you should be able to check things out over here a little bit, but like, you see that one, right? You see how that one is just a little bit more bigger with everything I was describing? Like it's getting a little too big for its britches and somebody needs to do something about it. That's what you would call like a double die. Because like I said, if you study In God We Trust, Liberty, the year, and the mint mark to this one, you're obviously going to see. Like it'd be like a woman who wanted, too much anthroplasty, too much silicone in the lips. Had to fill it all in like hot balloons. See? And then, when it gets all hot and bothered and then it gets too big for its britches and nobody does something about it and the machine's still fucking not behaving, then you got triple and quadruple dies. Now, remember this size, guys. It ain't your standard. That's what your standard is going to look like, okay? Now, remember, these are all 22 Denver Duntadunts, so there's no getting around this shit. This is the way you want to critique your coins. That's what your standard one's going to look like, okay? That's what your double die going to look like. Here's what your triple or quadruple die is going to look like. See just how much bigger it is from, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no getting around that shit. When you find ones like this, give them the presence and the respect they deserve. They don't demand it or command it. It's already warranted full autonomy in the building, especially if you're going to be looking for errors. That's a good way to be finding them when you're going through your coins. Yet again, we are just concentrating on the front of the coin here. In God We Trust, Liberty, the year, and the mint mark. That's what your average one would look like. Your average Denver Duntadunt. At least he's not a short con operator, but he might have been. But just, you see that? You see how much bigger that is? That's, from the cladding process, it being double hit, whatever they want to call it. And then, like I said, sometimes you get triples and quadruples, and that's why it gets even bigger. When you find things like this, give it some undivided attention and isolate it. And make sure you have it around so because this is what separates your average coin to an error. And errors are the bread and butter of coins, guys. Okay? I'm just trying to show you guys what I've learned since I've been on here. And I don't know everything, and I never will. But we all can, collaborate together. But if you can separate your coins, start separating the years and stuff, and just like get a whole bunch of 22 Denver Duntadunts together, I'm telling you, you'd be very surprised. You guys will find some decent errors. You might find some crazy shit like my very first error. This was my very, very first error. This ain't a common error. The back's not what we're studying. It's the front. You know, this was my very first air I ever found. So when I found this is what got me going on airs. Then you got to start doing some recon. You know, start ear to the ground, cross some T's, down to my down wrinkles. But like I said, people who know airs might know, oh, that's the air. But like I said, so you can get it sent out, vetted, certified, graded, all that. It's just going to be what anybody thinks or what wants it to be. But once you get it, vetted, certified, and graded, it gets registered as an asset. So there is no more speculation or interpretation. Anybody's going to argue with you, let them argue at the wall. Because there's just not going to be no getting around it. But, like, those are the type of things that you want to be looking for. Unfortunately, as much as I want to stay on, guys, I've been on a little too long, worn out. This coin right here too, I still can't get no solace about it. I'm gonna roll the bones on this one. It makes me ponder every day about it. But I did finally get my Helen Keller proof out of bondage, and then one of my old piece dollars, my 23 piece dollar. Finally got these guys back. This one and my Helen Keller proof that you guys never got to see. You guys have yanked every other fucking proof with me. And business strike. Good old Helen Keller over here making people behave and learn Braille. Gotta love it. Absent two of her main senses, and she still was more productive than the average person today. What the fuck is going on with this world? Our values are eroded. It's sad. It's sad and sickening, but it's true. But yeah, damn right. She didn't have to conjure courage and light a candle at night like frightened child or run in a hole and be trapped like caged animal. She had the spirit of courage. She screwed her fucking courage to the post when in doubt. She was born deaf and dumb. Blind. Not dumb, but you know what I mean. Oblivious to like what's going on. And I don't ever want to entertain that thought because I'm blessed enough to not have to go through that. I have family members that are, got stuff like that going on. And I had an aunt that was, blind for like 40 something years. But, it became second nature. Like she had everything in her mind etched out. Because when you lose one of your six senses, the rest of your senses, they strengthen up for you. They strengthen up. And they stand out, which gives you a little bit of advantage. It's just you're part of a human anatomy. But, yeah. Only proofs so far that we yanked from this box, those are 71. And the 69er. And I think what we got right here, what's this ob job? Oh, the one wheat penny we found today. So that's our fifth wheat penny. Absent the ones my daughter took 2 rolls out of this box and found 4 wheat pennies. I'm like, you lucky shit. But I can't count that against her. I just was hoping to get as lucky as she did. She'd be on that crazy hunt. Just like here, I'll show you guys some bicentennial quarters, like things you should be looking for. I'm going to show you like, these are the drummer boy quarters, mind you. Who the fuck's not behaving now? Somebody's got to go in the corner with the ocarina and behave. Yeah, you will sit down and behave. Because you are now. I'm teaching this as class. You ain't going to sit here and disrupt everything. You're going to learn to fucking behave. Anyways, like one of your standard ones, Or it could not be, but this is one of your average circulation strikes. Let's see. I know it sucks. The light does no damn justice. The ultraviolet light on this commie tripe. But I'm going to show you. Like this one, this ain't nothing to get all hot and bothered about. There's certain things you can look for. Like you can't see all his fingers here. That's not really the big and twist, even though you should. Just like on this hand, you see them. But like, here's another one. This is one, though, that you should be looking at compared. Like, look at Liberty. You got Liberty here. Look at Liberty there. See how it's 2D dimensional? You can see the lining, the etching, the stubbing. Look at In God We Trust to over here. It's just a lot bigger. I know it sucks. It's because of this clad version too. You can't see shit on here. It's a little infuriating. Like I said, there's got to be a way for me to mess with this one day, but I guarantee the proof's going to look even crazier because you can't see shit. Yeah. This is a proof we yanked. This one looks a little bit big, but... Or simple things to look for, like we were just looking at, you know, like double dies and stuff. Here, let me pull out like a nice die break from like a dime that we yanked from our last dime hunt. Wherever the hell those guys are at. Oh, sheesh. What a fucking day. Or should I say, what a morning. It just doesn't stop. Russ doesn't sleep. Alright, let's see here, guys. Be easier to show you some of this. So if you guys are going to start vetting your coins, I'll tell you some key things right now. There's nothing wrong with going through your coins multiple times, because you're going to find things you're not going to find the first time around. It's almost like when you're watching a movie, okay? You're going to be so locked into the movie that when you go to watch it the second time, whenever God permits, you're going to be like, why didn't I see that in the movie? Other things, even though you were because you were locked in, you had your finger on the pulse, you were in the zone. So it's the same thing with this. Sometimes certain little anomalies elude capture. So you have to go through, and you know, it pays to discover. I'm not talking MasterCard, so. But it's not the front here we're worried about, guys. I'm going to show you standard die crack. It's not coming through the other side, so it's not a die clash. Or you could call it a die break. Whatever you want to call them. It's the back. We'll bring it down a bit so you guys can actually see what's going on. We'll sense it out. Oh. There we go. Now, do you guys see what I'm seeing? I'll bring it down some more. Fuck it. We'll get real close and personal on it, just so you guys can understand the simple little things that turns mystery into history. Now, your average dime, do I have a loose dime around here? Or do I have to use a proof, more punch in a bowl of juice as a... Okay, here, I think we got a standard dime. This is what your standard dime going to look like, okay? Okay? You see? Nice. It's there, prepared to perform. Ready for the fucking world. Doesn't want to be born again like a water leper. He's fine with the way it is. If it ain't broke, he ain't fixing it. Now, do you see that? It almost looks like a form of soldering or melting. That is not post-mint. You see how you see it hitting the letters, block through the fern, behind the pummel, starts over here on the pummel of the torch, and ends up right there. Those are the simple little things that will change the playing field big time. A lot of people, they see messed up coins and they check them off. They write them off right away. They give them no chance. And you've got to bear in mind, you know, that's one thing. There's two things in every day that we're guaranteed. A chance and a choice. So, with some things, do give other things a chance. And especially like with coins, because they don't know no better. They didn't ask to be made this way. You see what I'm saying? But this is, you know, this is the big playing field. Now, I guess we could say there is some die clashing, because right here, it looks like numbers, maybe letters. That's not supposed to be there. Like I said, you take your average one and check it out. There ain't no getting around this. You're not going to find a lot of this, but when you do, you need to put it up away. But like right there, those look like numbers or letters. Now, this happened, you know, during the bonding cladding process, so like you have to put these off to the side, and then you have to take your risk. No risk, no reward. Now, I'm going to show you another one that we found during our dime hunt, and I know a lot of people will be like, that's silly. Yeah, but it's what moves mountains sometimes. Yet again, it'll be the back that we're looking at, not the front. But I'm showing you the front first. This is a 2015 Philly. Hey, must be the fillet. Now, do you see what we're looking for in this coin? Well, in case you're not, if you can't see, I'm going to show you. Start seeing some shadowing coming up through here. And then up over here, you can see the shadowing of the flames coming out of the torch. And then you do see that, right? It almost reminds you, like, if you ever looked for the ghost comet on Sally Ride quarters. Dr. Sally Ride. Challenger Master. You know, it's the same thing with the ghost comet. It comes across like this. You see a little etching of it, like following it through. It's little, imperfections, anomalies like this that totally just brings coins to life. I know it doesn't seem like much, guys, but it's enough to get high-end collectors in a twist, depending on what you got. And you might think, oh, that's just dirt. It's smut. No. That, it's an error. It's one that's going to get sent out, so y'all see together. But, don't just look at a coin and be like, I don't like the cut of his jib. You're really going to dilute yourself. And, you're not going to give yourself any advantage. It's not going to be to your advantage doing those type of things. Just like with the Susan B. Anthony's. These are dimes I showed you. Anybody knows anything about Susan B. Anthony's, they had a common error in the wide rim or narrow rims, like filled in D's, S and D's. Well, we found a couple proofs, NIFCs, that were pretty much in mint condition during a dollar box hunt, and yeah, we had to put them up really quick. One of them being this one right here, this 81 proof. This is like I said, one of the filled in types, but this is I believe wide rim, 81 proof. And the difference you can tell, because like I said, we only got 2 of them out that were in immaculate condition like this, where they still had their mirror cameo and frosted adverse and reverse. So, I mean, you just don't find these in circulation like this. 9 times out of 10 when you find them, you're banking on a mint mark. That's about it. And sometimes that could be gone. But then the other one we found right here is this one. This is a 79 narrow rim. And you obviously can tell the difference if you looked at the rims, because the date would be closer. If you look at the mint mark, it's filled in. But what I'm trying to show you is, you see that? See how close the 19 right here is, the 81 is, to your narrow rims? Those are error. So, when you find an NIFC error, you totally want to try to take a chance on them. And we got a lot of Susan B. Anthony's we need to go through. But these were 2 of the nice bone crushers. And then, somebody did, I'm going to post a short for a few people, but somebody was pondering about, what was it? I think they asked, what was my best nickel find? If you give me a second, we'll finish that up, and then we're going to shut it down and let everybody be left to their own device. Let me see if I got him right here. If not, I think he's just around the way. Let me just go check it out. Won't take me long. Yeah, I don't see him right here. Hold on, give me 1 second. He got to be somewhere around here in that corner. Yeah, right here. So I'm going to make a short on this, but somebody asked, somebody was like, what's your nicest nickel you ever found? Well, we found it, a week or 2 ago? Last 4 rolls of, not the last box, but the box before that. This 1929 proof Northern Yak Buffalo nickel. We found 7 so far since we've been hunting nickels, but this is the first one that we know that is in really, really, really good shape, but we know without a doubt is an NIFC. So this is another one I want to get graded, guys. This is one of the bigger NIFCs that we've yanked. And like I said, there's no getting around it. There's no getting around it at all. When we hit this gob stomper, I had everyone feeling oxless noxless. I mean, for crying out loud, let me get these Wheaties and other stuff up here for a second. I can show you some of the other, like I said, we've cracked 7 of them all together, but the last 2 were really healthy, but this one, you can just tell it's a proof, big time. There is no trying to deny it, trying to hide from it. It was a major gob stomper find. But yeah, most of our buffaloes, our northern yaks we got, you got to put a little bit of acetone on there so you can see the etching of the year and stuff, because they just so worn out like a doorknob. This one right here, and the proof that I'm showing you, I mean, you can just see. So, you know, it was a nice epic find getting this up, this NIFC right here. But I want to get it. I want to get it graded. I don't care if it don't come back all hot and special. But to find that, in rolls, that's an epic find, and that's what we like. That's what we specialize in. Not intended for circulation. Just like, we don't silver hunt, but we like epic historic stuff. The last 4 years of the nickels, they made their normal circulation strikes, but they needed nickel for the war effort so bad, guys, that they took 35% of nickel out of certain ones and replace it with 35% silver. And these are wartime nickels. The last 4 years, 42, 43, 44, and 45. And they will have a certain composition to them because, like I said, they're 35% silver. But to confirm it, look above Monticello. You'll see a letter. That letter corresponds to which mint it came out of. That is like the holster and the gun for it. Like, you come across these, they're pretty decent. But they're nice and historic. So, and these got airs too, guys. But yeah, we're going to try our best to, get on with the rest of our pennies that we can when we can. Because I do want to go through another box of nickels. I mean, we have done pretty damn good with nickels. But yeah, I just wanted to finish this up like this, somewhat finish out strong. I hope everybody enjoyed the live. If anybody's got any suggestions, bring them to the table. Everyone's voice counts here. Don't be shy. If you don't say nothing, you never know. If there's something you want to see somebody ask, if I know or somebody on this channel, you're going to find out. But I hope everybody had a good time. Until next time, I want you to like, comment, subscribe. It's your Warlord Witham, and I'm out. Save the manatees!